Hi there, Jasmine from Redwood Financial here, and this week's frequently asked question is what estate planning and financial planning should I be considering as a business owner? That's a really interesting question because on the surface of it, you might not think your approach to estate planning or financial planning needs to be any different as a business owner. You're still a private individual, but actually there are some key things that are quite different for business owners. First and foremost, because actually your estate can be a little bit more complicated by the addition of a business asset. So making sure that it's dealt with properly in the event that you lose mental capacity or you sadly pass away is hugely important and can have a massive impact on your beneficiaries and your loved ones. Depending on whether you own the business yourself or you have a business partner that may or may not even be related to you or in your family. So there's a huge and important planning point that needs to be considered there about who's running your business in the event that you lose mental capacity and who's getting your business when you die, and has that been taken into account properly in your will and your estate planning overall. In terms of financial planning, it's not necessarily that being a business owner makes things more complex. In fact, it can sometimes make things a little bit more tax efficient for you. And there are lots of different tax efficiencies and allowances that can be maximized by extracting profit out of the business in the more tax efficient way in a form of pension contributions and help reduce your corporation tax. The other problem, though, that I definitely see sometimes with business owners is we're too busy running our businesses, making sure that our employees have their auto-enrollment pensions in place and making sure that they've got a retirement plan set. And we tend to sometimes forget ourselves and neglect ourselves as business owners, and we don't necessarily plan for a strategy and an exit out of our business. And what's that going to look like? Is the business going to be sold? Is it a saleable asset in the first place? And actually, can we sell it for a price that then means that it will effectively become part of our pensions and our retirement plan? Or do you have a business that predominantly revolves around you and is therefore not such a saleable asset? And if that's the case, that's absolutely fine. But in our years of working in the business, we then need to make sure that we are extracting profit out, we are contributing into pensions, and that we do have a retirement plan. So when the time comes and the business ends and we want to officially retire, even if we don't manage to get a sale price for it, that we do still have sufficient retirement savings in place to provide for us in our future. So I think really from a financial planning side of things, having your own business can be really beneficial and can be a huge part of that retirement goal. But we need to make sure that that retirement plan works in conjunction with the goals of the business by design and not by sort of a happy circumstance that at the end we've managed to sell the business for a value that just happened to be what we kind of needed to retire on. We need to make sure that actually we're working towards a common goal. We've defined what we want to be able to achieve, and we know that either the business is going to be able to be sold and help us achieve that retirement plan, or if not, we're doing things to compensate and make sure that we can still achieve those retirement goals. So there are some key things and tax advantages and allowances that business owners have, which often they're not aware of. And it's important that your estate planning and your financial planning really take maximum use of those tax efficiencies. And you make sure that your planning is set up in the right way to make sure your business stays protected and it goes to the right people at the right time when you also pass away if you haven't already sold it. We've done a couple of webinars which are really useful for business owners. One is our Wills, Trust and Estate Planning webinar, but that's solely focused on business owners and what you as a business owner need to think about. So that's well worth checking out. And also we've got our Roadmap to Retirement, our pensions webinar, which again is really useful as well and talks about how it's not just traditional pensions. There are other assets like businesses that can be used to fund your retirement goals. We just have to make sure we've got a clear plan to get there. So if that's of an interest for you, if you're a business owner, please go to our website, check out those webinars. They're all under 45 minutes long, so they're really short and sharp, but they're really useful information so you can learn about more areas of planning that are relevant to you as a business owner. So I hope that's helpful and answered this week's frequently asked question. I look forward to speaking to you soon.